The tide doesn't turn. You turn it. You are there right now, staring into the abyss. The project failed, the money ran out, the relationship shattered, the door slammed shut in your face again. You feel the weight on your chest, a physical, crushing pressure. It's hard to breathe. Every muscle in your body aches with a fatigue that isn't from the gym. It is the fatigue of the soul. You gave it your all. You bled for this. You sacrificed. You did the work, and it wasn't enough. The world did not bend to your will. The universe did not reward your effort. It met your fire with a tidal wave. And now you are drowning in the cold, dark water of defeat. The voice in your head is whispering. Maybe it's screaming, give up. It's not worth it. You're not good enough. You were a fool to even try. Let it go. Find some peace. Surrender. And that word, surrender, it sounds so damn sweet. It sounds like warmth. It sounds like an end to the pain. You scroll through your phone, a desperate search for a distraction, for a moment of numbness. You see the highlight reels of others, their wins, their filtered smiles, their effortless victories, and it feels like salt in your wounds. It reinforces the lie that you are alone in this struggle, the lie that everyone else has it figured out. So you think about quitting, not just the project, not just the goal. You think about quitting on the dream, the vision of the person you swore to become. You think about packing it in and retreating to the safety of the average, the quiet, predictable life, the life free of this gut-wrenching risk, this agonizing effort. And that is the most dangerous moment of your entire existence. That quiet negotiation with your own weakness, that secret treaty you were about to sign with the part of you that loves comfort more than it loves greatness. Never give up. That phrase sounds like a cheap greeting card, a hollow platitude. But you are missing the second half, the part that matters. For that is just the place, and that is just the time that the tide will turn. You think that moment of maximum pain is the end of the story. You think the point of breaking is a signal to stop. That is the great deception. That is the lie your comfort tells you to keep you caged. That moment of absolute despair, that is not the end. That is the beginning. That is the final entrance exam. That is the universe asking you one question: how bad do you want it? And your answer is not given in words. It is given in action, or it is given in surrender. The tide does not turn on its own. It is not a magical, passive event. It is not a gift from the heavens. The tide is turned by the sheer force of a will that refuses to break. It is turned by the person who is beaten, bloody and on their knees, and who spits out a tooth and finds a way to stand up just one more time. You are at that place, the place where everyone else quits, where 99% of people tap out. This place of pain is not a curse. It is a privilege. It is the proving ground. It is the filter that separates the forgotten from the unforgettable. You have been brought here for a reason, to make a choice. Your problem is, you think the struggle is the obstacle. The struggle is not the obstacle. The struggle is the way. The Stoics knew this 2,000 years ago. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The crushing weight you are under right now is not there to destroy you. It is there to forge you into something unbreakable. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Warriors are forged in battle. You are in the forge. You are under that pressure, and you are begging for it to stop. instead of using it to become harder. The pain you feel is a signal, but you are misreading the signal. It is not a signal to retreat. It is a signal that you are growing. It is a signal that you are pushing beyond the pathetic boundaries of your comfort zone. Pain is the entry fee for a meaningful life, and you are trying to find a way to sneak in the back door. There is no back door. There is only the price, paid in sweat, in tears, in effort, paid in the moments when you want to quit and you choose not to. You are not your feelings. Your feelings are a chemical weather report generated by the oldest, most primitive part of your brain. A part of your brain that wants one thing: survival through the path of least resistance. It wants you to be safe, fed, and comfortable. It is not designed for greatness. It is designed for mediocrity. And you are letting this ancient lizard brain pilot a starship. Your feelings will scream, "Give up." Your will must be the commander that says, "Negative, advance." The world of 2025 is designed to break you. The algorithm is designed to make you passive. The economy is designed to make you anxious. The culture is designed to make you outraged. Everything is engineered to weaken your will, to shorten your attention span, to make you a compliant consumer, not a dangerous creator. Quitting is not just a personal choice, it is a political act of conformity. Choosing to endure, choosing to fight, choosing to get back up is the ultimate act of rebellion. It is a declaration of your own sovereignty. So you are at the bottom? Good. The bottom is the most powerful place to be. It is the only place where you can build a new foundation, a foundation made of bedrock, not of sand. You have lost everything? Good. Now you have nothing left to lose. And a person with nothing to lose is the most dangerous opponent. You are lighter now, freed from the weight of your own expectations, freed from the fear of failure, because you have already failed, and you are still here. You are still breathing. You have met the worst-case scenario, and you survived. So what are you afraid of now? This is the reframe, the cognitive shift that must occur. Your moment of defeat is your moment of greatest potential power. Your weakness is the invitation for your strength. Your despair is the raw material for your resolve. But this shift does not happen with positive thinking. It does not happen with affirmations. It happens with a single, defiant action. One small, almost pathetic step forward. You don't have the energy to win the war. You don't need to. You only need the energy to win the next battle. And the next battle is not on the world stage. It is a 6-inch battlefield between your own two ears. It is the battle over the next 5 seconds. The next 5 minutes.
What is the very next step? Not the whole plan, not the path to the finish line, just the next immediate physical action. Is it sending one email? Is it making one phone call? Is it writing one sentence? Is it doing one push-up? Is it getting out of bed and taking a cold shower? Break it down to a level so microscopic that it is almost impossible to say no. That is how you start the tide turning. Not with a tsunami, but with a single ripple generated by one act of will. You have a story in your head, a story about your limits, a story about your identity. I'm the person who always quits. I'm not disciplined. I don't have what it takes. This story is a cage you built for yourself, and you are holding the key. Every time you endure, every time you take one more step when everything in you wants to stop, you are rewriting that story. You are demolishing the cage. one bar at a time, with the sledgehammer of your actions. Your brain has a governor on it, a safety mechanism, like the one on a rental go-kart. It is designed to shut you down long before you are actually out of fuel. When your mind says you are done, you are only at 40% of your capacity. You have a vast, untapped reserve of will, of power, of grit that you have never even touched, because you always stop the first time the warning light comes on. The pain you feel right now is just that warning light. Your job is to ignore it and push the accelerator to the floor, to see what this machine you are driving is actually capable of. You will be terrified, and you will be amazed. The tide will not turn if you wait. The tide will not turn if you hope. The tide will not turn if you pray. The tide turns when you become the force, more powerful than the one pushing you down. It turns when your why for continuing becomes stronger than the pain of the process. So you must ask yourself, why did you start this? What is the deep, burning reason? The reason that is not about money or fame. The reason that is about your soul, about the promise you made to yourself. Reconnect with that why. Let it be the fuel that drives you through this darkness. Stop seeing this moment as a failure. See it as training. This is the simulation. This is the crucible. This is where character is revealed and where it is built. Anyone can perform when they feel good. Anyone can execute when the sun is shining. The real test, the only test that matters, is what you do in the storm, what you do when you are in the valley, what you do when you are alone in the dark. The person you become in these moments is the person you will be forever.
So you are at that place, that time of utter despair. Good. You are in good company. Every great man and woman in history stood exactly where you are standing, on the brink of total surrender. And their greatness was not defined by the fact that they never fell. It was defined by the fact that they always got back up. They understood the secret that the moment you want to quit is the fulcrum on which everything shifts. It is the hinge of destiny. Do not give up, not because of some hollow hope, but because this exact moment, this pain, this despair, this exhaustion is the raw ingredient of your victory. You are holding the key. You are at the turning point. The tide is waiting for your command. What is your next move? What is the one small, defiant act you will execute in the next 5 minutes? The war is not over. The battle for right now has just begun. Win it, and then win the next one. That is how the tide turns. Take the step. Make the call. Do the work. The world is waiting to see what you do next. But more importantly, your future self is waiting. Do not let them down. Fight.